Hello everyone, how are you doing today? In this video we're going to be chatting about one of my favorite topics, which is lip gloss. And you might be starting to back away a little bit thinking, but I don't like lip gloss as much as you do. But I think you'll want the info. We've got a very interesting formula to talk about today. And it's from a brand that has kind of been off the scene, I feel like, for a while, but maybe is coming back in. And it's M Cosmetics, which is a brand created by YouTuber Michelle Phan, which I haven't really seen any videos from her lately. I don't know if I've just missed them or maybe they haven't been happening. I don't think they've been happening. But anyway, if you're newer to the YouTube scene, she built a monstrous YouTube channel and she went off and created her own brand, which is M Cosmetics. And when the brand launched, I don't know if you remember those palettes that had like little circles and you could take out the pans. You could create your own little like customized palette, and there were eyeliners and lipsticks and just this full line. And now it seems all that's gone. You go to the M Cosmetics website, there are literally 3 products. There are 2 lip products. One seems to be maybe a matte lip color like liquid lipstick, and then there's these new glosses. There's also an eyeliner, but the gloss seems to be what's new at the moment. These are called True Gloss. I have all 12 shades. I'm going to be trying them all on for you in this video so you can see all the colors. They're $17 a piece, so they're running, you know, along the lines of a high-end brand, and they're called a volumizing lip gloss. Going to give you a little backstory in case you haven't read it yourself. They say it's going to give unprecedented moisture, vibrant color, long-lasting shine, 0 stickiness, and 0 discomfort. And then they're talking about the formula, and they call it an advanced gel base, maintains the wet-like shine while adding moisture and preventing TEWL, trans epidermal water loss. Are you still with me here? I'm still going. A lip plumping peptide complex stimulates collagen production in your lips. So it's sort of this combination of a treatment type product with really effective pigmented color. And I will say there's something very interesting with this gloss that happens when I put it on. And it feels like as you apply it, you can't really tell, you know, as you're putting the applicator across your lips, I feel like it's something super thin. Like I would have thought this would have been running all around my lips and just being really hard to manage. But then you press your lips together and you actually feel what it's like. And I feel that thickness and that gel, but absolutely no stickiness. Not sticky at all, not even a little bit sticky, but thick enough to hang on the lips for a decently long time. Okay, so that's a big point in this product's favor. Also, the wear down seems to be very even, not patchy, not like clingy to certain parts of the lips, and then, you know, you've got this huge like cutout here on the lower lip where that's the only place product is worn down. No, I feel like, and I tested this on the deepest shade in the line, and it wore so well. I ate barbecue, I talked a lot, I was doing all kinds of things, and I thought I'm not going to give this any special treatment. I'm going to basically pretend it's not there and then see after a period of hours what it did on my lips. It did not find little avenues to drift outside my lip line. It did not look really funky. Had some of the shine worn down? Yes, but did I have still a beautiful amount of color, an even color on my lips? Absolutely, and they felt great. So it's really a unique formula. I kind of feel like if I would have gotten this line and just tried them on and they felt like any standard gloss, maybe I would have, you know, no pun intended, glazed over them and just, I don't know, maybe used them here or there, but not really gotten into it. But I'm really into the formula. Even with some of the best glosses that I have in my collection that I love, I'm still skeptical of their bright colors. Why? Because I feel like that's a risky move to put a really bright, glossy red lip on, you know, and wear that and feel like, no, this isn't going to go anywhere, or this isn't going to wear down in a weird way, or when every time I press my lips together, am I going to end up with some kind of mess happening there? And here I feel like I can pull off a deep or bright shade on my lips in a glossy formula, and it's going to wear a decently long time, and it's going to wear very evenly, and I will still have a lot of color left over even after some of the shine goes. But I'm going to be honest with you, the shine hangs on pretty dang well. I don't know. The vibe I'm getting from this line now is that instead of rolling out like a zillion products at once, I'm getting the sense that Michelle and whatever team of people she's working with seem to be really taking their time here, and now I'm intrigued. I want to try that other lip color that they have. I think it's called Lip Cloud. Oh, the Infinite Lip Clouds, and also they have illustrative eyeliners. Like I'm interested now. They've got me listening, because judging by the lip gloss, I feel like they're taking a lot of care with the formula and actually putting out something really good and some fantastic fantastic colors as well. I've split them up as I do this try on. You'll see I like to kind of sort things out when I do a lip color try on, kind of go light to dark, group things together in a way that makes sense for me to tell you about them. So I've got 6 shades that I've called the lighter group and 6 shades that I'm going to call the rich group. They're not exactly like really deep shades, but they're just rich, bolder colors. Oh, one more thing though before I get to the try on, I want to talk about scent a little bit. The scent is really, really soft. And it's very unlike anything I've smelled in a lip color before. They're not trying to be vanilla. They're not trying to be candy or anything really fruity. It's a really light, like you've got to be looking for it scent that's a little sweet, and it maybe almost makes me think a little bit nutty or just like the teeniest drop of like a little coffee scent, but I don't really want to commit to that. I wore myself out on that scented products video, I tell you, but this is... You've got to be looking for it. I don't think it would irritate or annoy anybody. We're gonna start off with this color called Truffle Haze. The website describes this as a sheer gray nude, and it is definitely a cooler nude, and I don't love it. Like, these first couple of shades are probably my least favorites of the whole bunch, and I know some people may love a nude that's, you know, not real peachy and just has this real, like, beigey quality to it. For me, I'm just like, there's so much better in the line to me. There's so much more that I'm excited about. I don't absolutely hate the shade, but it's not a favorite for me. Now, shade number 2 here is the Caramel Glaze, and this really is like a melted down craft caramel. I think that's all it is. They just melted down a caramel and put it in a tube. This is deeper than the first shade. This is warmer than the first shade. It's kind of like applying a really tan colored bronzer all over your lips. It's that kind of a tone. Again, I'm not in love with either of these first 2 shades. I just feel like they're not the highlights of the group. Next up, we've got kind of a unique shade in Ash Rose, and this color is a really interesting, cool, kind of mauvey pink. I do like this color. I've described this type of shade before as like winter pink. It's very cool. It's kind of a little icy feeling to me. I don't know. I think it's a unique shade and kind of a fun shade to have in the group. I think some people would really enjoy that. Next up, Secret Blush. One of my favorites. Here's your peachy pink, kind of nudie shade, one of the most wearable of the bunch. Like the first one that I threw on when I got this whole set, and I'm like, let's just try this out and see how this goes. It was this one, you know, just that easy, soft, peachy pink. It doesn't look too light on my skin. I think it does good things for the look of my face as a whole, so that's a good one. Now, if you want it to be less peachy pink and more just peachy, you'll go for Magic Hour, which is the next shade. This I feel like is a very pure peachy color. It's pretty. If deeper corals aren't really your thing and you like to keep it sort of light, you might look into that shade. Again, that's called Magic Hour. And then the last one in the lineup that I'm referring to as the lighter shades is Aurora Pink. And this is one of my favorites overall. It's just a perfect fresh pink on the lips. It makes me happy. When I see it on my lips, I just like, you know, it's a very youthful color. I think it gives a lot of life to the face. It's not too bubblegummy. It's not too light. There's just the right amount of depth in that pink for me to really enjoy it. So that's Aurora Pink. Now we're going to move into 6 shades that are very, very bold. And one of them I've been wearing throughout the video. That's this one called Moroccan Sunset. I love Moroccan Sunset. I'm going to call this in 2 words, toasted coral. It is coral just bumped up a notch, just burnt a little bit. I love it. There's a really pretty richness to it, but at the same time, I don't feel like I've put anything insanely dark or insanely bright on my lips. It's just really, really beautiful. I love it paired with this kind of eye look that I've got on today, you know, with the little bit of rust and orange there. It looks so nice. It's a really nice compliment to that. Now, Red Jasper, very, very close to Moroccan Sunset. Like these shades are the closest to in the whole bunch. I would say Red Jasper actually seems to just have a little more depth to it. Maybe just a hint more brown in this shade, actually. I like them both. I could kind of go either way on them. They're that close. But I sort of feel like Moroccan Sunset is just a bit more vibrant. Then we're going to stay with this orangey thing here, and we're going to go to Blood Moon. And Blood Moon is real, just your most straight up orange of the bunch. There's definitely some red in this shade too, but it's very, very like toward the orange end. If you see it in a lineup with the other two, you will definitely identify this as the most orangey shade. Some people are gonna love that, some people may not, but I'm just laying it all out here for you. And then we have Lotus Blossom, and this is going to be a lot more pink, but kind of a warm pink. It reminds me a little bit of like the Becca Snapdragon shade in that line. And if you look at this compared to the Aurora Pink shade that I mentioned, Aurora Pink comes across as much cooler, and then Lotus Blossom has a lot more warmth to it, but still definitely identifiably different from all of those orangey colors. I really like that one, and I'm honestly falling in love with all of the rich shades. I think they're so good. But Scarlett Knight, here we go. Here's your red, kind of a red with a lot of pink in it. It comes across as sort of a cross between a pure red with a little magenta mixed in. So cooler than all those reddish corals we've been through, and I think it's beautiful, and it is a shade I feel safe in wearing in this formula on my lips. These have not faded outside my lip line one bit. And then the darkest shade is Ruby Wine, and this is just your nice rich berry. It is without a doubt the darkest shade in the lineup. I feel like this leaves a beautiful, even, pretty stain on the lips, even after you've lost some of the shine. I would easily wear this kind of shade in the summer because I love the look of tan or at least bronzed up skin, and then a berry lip I think looks gorgeous, but also on fair skin and in the winter time. Like, it's just a great color to have on hand and to finally have in a gloss format that I can trust. So I like that a lot. So this is the full spectrum of shades. As you can see, we had our kind of nudie, neutral shades up top. We moved into some pinky colors, a little bit of peach, and then this bottom row, all of the bold, really bright shades. You can see how close that Moroccan Sunset and Red Jasper are, but Red Jasper just seems to have a bit more brown in it. Your bright orangey shade going into Lotus Blossom, which is a warmer pink than Aurora Pink, but definitely not as warm as all the oranges. There's Scarlett Knight, and then Ruby Wine is your last color. So yes, these give off plenty of shine, but one of the most fascinating things about these to me is with the formula, you're applying it and you're just feeling applicator to your lips, you know, and you're feeling the product go on, and you're thinking, gosh, this feels really thin. Like, is this going to end up actually feeling slippery? But then you press your lips together and you kind of start to understand that gel-based formula that they're talking about, because it feels so nice and thick, but absolutely like no stickiness. No stickiness. If I could create a lip gloss, like, this would be what I would try to shoot for, you know? And it does make your lips feel good even after having worn it. And there are a couple of things that are a little questionable here. It says our formula subtly plumps the lips, which I can't feel it plumping. I think they look plumper because it's a glossy formula with a little thickness to it that absolutely, you know, eradicates all look of lines. So it makes the surface of my lips look smoother and therefore plumper. So I guess I can get on board with that. I don't know that it's making my lips plumper. But it goes on to say, has a luminous finish and stays vibrant throughout the day. I'm not getting like all day wear out of this stuff. Like when I wore a softer shade the other day, like Aurora Pink, did it stay shiny and present on my lips longer than the average gloss? Yes, but it's not any kind of like all day wear phenomenon here. Like, it's still just a lip gloss, people. Like, after going through lunchtime, the lighter shades that you wear will look considerably worn down. Brighter shades, however, the last 6, those are going to be the ones most likely to leave that sort of stain of color on the lips, a pretty like level of color even though the shine goes away, but you're not going to notice that as much with the lighter tones in the collection. You're not going to have one application feel like, yes, this is nice throughout the entire day. No, you'll probably want a reapplication after about midday. And if you want all the shades to look their freshest, even the brighter ones, you know, and you want that glossy look again, there's going to need to be some kind of reapplication happening. I don't like to talk too heavily about staying power on lip products and give a lot of like benchmark times, because it really doesn't matter, because I'm going to be doing different things in my day than you're going to be doing, and it's really hard to like pin something down and give guarantees, but I can tell you that the brighter colors leave more color behind on your lips than the lighter ones do. And yeah, overall, I dig these. I think this was a really like well executed lip gloss formula for me to be able to have fun wearing a bright shade in this formula and not feel like, no, it's gonna drift outside my lips. Oh, here's another thing I meant to mention. When you like press your lips together and you really like mush them, I'm not saying like lightly, but mush them, okay, like, foam. They don't leave any sort of like rim, you know? Like this is a thing I worry about with bright colors in glossy formats on the lips. Like you press them together, or even nudes for that matter. Anytime your lips come in contact with one another, you end up with like this rim inside your lips where gloss has mushed out a little bit. Will not happen with these. Will not happen. And one of my favorite ways, and I kind of learned it as I went through rapid fire, like applying one after another after another. You don't have to watch yourself that closely with these, but just a suggestion for what works well, like apply a full-on amount to your lower lip, give it a quick like blot to the upper lip, then just use the applicator to kind of smooth it out and get all to the outer edges of that upper lip, and then boom, you're done. And you didn't really need to go back for any more. I feel like that's an appropriate level of product, and you just don't really need any more. These don't really need building up to achieve a certain color. You just kind of get what you get. And the applicator, by the way, another thing I should have mentioned earlier, but maybe you noticed in the demos, it's a doe foot that's not really super big. It's kind of like a standard doe foot size, but it is pointed, and you can really control like where that product is going as you're going around your Cupid's bow and stuff. So I appreciate that. But props to Michelle and the M Cosmetics team. I think this was a really, really nicely done lip gloss format. I'm pretty sure this is only being sold on the M Cosmetics website, but if there are any other retailers that are picking it up, I will add them to the description box below. But thank you guys so much for your time today. I'd love to hear your feedback if you've tried these also, because I think they're a really special lip gloss formula. So thanks for your time, and I'll see you later. Bye.